We are continuing to follow developing news out of Taft after last night's shooting that left 4 men dead and 1 injured. Officials say this all started from a fight between 2 families at a 1-year-old's birthday party. And in tonight's top story, our Madeline Dart is live from the scene. Maddie, we are learning now who the victims are.
Yeah, Michelle, the Texas Rangers telling us one of those suspects is still at large this evening. They've released the identities of 4 of the men who were killed and the 5th victim. And here's a look at the scene from last night. Officials confirming a grandfather and his 3 grandsons were killed. The grandfather identified as 62-year-old Juan Espinosa Sr., his grandchildren 20-year-old Juan Sandoval III, 22-year-old Jeremy Sandoval, and 25-year-old Nicky Sandoval. Espinosa Sr.'s son, 43-year-old Juan Espinosa Jr., was injured, and officials say he is expected to be okay.
From what we can tell right now, a lot of the kids were inside, which is good, but still, I mean, it's a traumatic event that takes place right there in your own backyard.
And one of those suspects, 20-year-old Ronnie Rodriguez, is in custody, and the other 37-year-old Ronnie Rodriguez Sr. is still at large. Now, officials are asking the public to contact them if they have any information on Rodriguez's whereabouts. Here's that number you need to call. He's being held at the San Patricio County Jail, and we will continue to keep you all with updates as they become available. Stay with 3 News for all of that information. You can also head over to the KIII TV Facebook and website. For now, live from Taft, Madeline Dart, 3 News.